Alright, we got the head back from the machine shop, and this thing turned out pretty good. Looks brand new. So, weird story on this one. You can see that valve there. So the car ran perfect other than just losing a little bit of coolant because of the head gasket leak. And I brought the head in and it actually had a bent valve. So it wasn't super bent, but bent enough, I mean, you can tell. And then all the valve guides were completely shot. So, and I assumed it didn't really need any work. I just was going to have him surface it. And he found the valve, so he went through and just rebuilt the entire thing. And also, another thing with these heads, when you have them surfaced, make sure the machine shop knows that, as you can see, the valves stick down from the head. So when they deck the head, they gotta actually cut the valve seats too to get the correct spec for the valve protrusion here. So ask your machine shop about that too, just to make sure they know. And then yeah, this thing is gonna work great. So got that, and then another thing. So I'm putting ARP Head Studs in here. And we're gonna have to go about it a little bit different, but before we get to that, make sure you clean out your bolt holes. Just get some Q-tips, run them through there, because a lot of them were filled up with oil from pulling it apart, either oil or coolant. And if you shove your bolts or your studs down in there, you can actually crack the block just from the hydraulic pressure with having the oil on the bottom. So do that. Pull out your little dowel pins here. There's two here. One there, pull those out, take a razor blade, go around it all, get everything off, all the gasket material. And then I'm actually going to take like a nice flat aluminum block with some sandpaper and just run it over that real quick, make sure there's nothing else stuck on that surface of the block. And then we should be able to get that headset back on there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. And kind of halfway throw this head back together, I got the tensioner stud, that motor mount, or not the mount, but the pull little hook, and throw the injectors and glow plugs and lifters and whatever else back in the head. Then we can get that thing dropped into the car. So, all right, so we got the gasket in there. Put them dowels back in, and with those studs. So what we're gonna have to do is set the head on and then thread the studs in through the head, because with that tensioner stud, we're not going to be able to get it down the head studs with this timing cover in place. And if we remove the stud, we can get it in, but we're not going to be able to get the tensioner in because there's not enough room between that motor mount. So we're going to do it just basically like how you do a head bolt. So we'll get the head with a stud on it for the tensioner, slide it in there, have someone slide that tensioner in before you set it on the head or on the block, and then we can thread those head studs in through the head. So I'll set this thing up and show you guys that.
Like that.
I can't see, pull it out. Alright, we got that thing sitting on there. So one thing to note is you kind of got to wiggle this timing cover around, because both of these tabs here are kind of pinched on the timing cover, and then that tensioner was kind of hanging it up on the timing cover as well, so you kind of had to pull it back to get it out of that groove where that pin sits. So go around, make sure that your gasket's tight. Kind of just grab it and wiggle it, because that first time on this side it was kind of lifted up from that tensioner being hung up. So that's seated all the way. So now I'm going to get those head studs down in there. I'll show you guys that. Alright, so here's the head studs. There's the part number. So I just thread these into the block through the head, hand tight, do not crank on it. Just go hand tight, and then get these nuts on. And you want to coat the nuts and washers in this lubricant. And then torque spec is 150 foot-pounds in a 3-step process. So go like 50, 90, and then 150 or something like that. And just follow this torque sequence. So if you buy ARPs, obviously you're going to get this, so pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to thread those things in, get them torqued down. Alright, got all them studs in there, got the nuts on. They're just hand tight right now, so I'm going to go do the torque sequence on it. Just grab this thing, have it handy just so you can look at it while you're torquing. Alright, so that thing is torqued down 125 foot-pounds. So what I'm going to do is start getting, I'm going to throw those lifters back in, get the cam in, and just kind of tidy up some of the other things, and then I'll come back and hit them one more time before I put the valve cover on, and then probably retorque in a couple thousand miles, make sure they haven't moved at all. Alright, we're going to get the cam back in. So, went through, lubed all the lifters and the cam, and then the journals where the cam rides with some this Lucas assembly lube. So, get your cam seal on there, and then we're just going to slide it in and make sure these two lobes on number 1 are pointing up, and the slot in the camshaft on the back is horizontal. And then we can put the cam lock in there to be sure it's on time. And then I'm going to kind of just wipe down the cam caps, put some more assembly lube on them, and then we can torque those down. Alright, we got that cam in there, just hand tight right now, so I'm going to torque it down. Torque spec is 15 foot-pounds, and I'll show you guys real quick, just something to note. So as you can see, that lobe is pointed down. That lobe is slightly pointed down, and looks like that one there as well. So you're not going to be able to get the cam seated in the bearing journal, so you gotta just put the caps on and just go like a half turn on each nut just to snug it down and get that cam seated. So once you get it seated, get the thing hand tight, and then we'll torque it to 15 foot-pounds. You'll do a similar sequence to the head bolt. So I'm going to actually go in 2 steps. So I'm going to go 10 and then 15. Alright guys, we got the turbo, all the intercooler, all the lower intercooler pipe, all that, exhaust, everything hooked up. Put the injectors in, and I'm going to show you a easier way to get the injector, the little crush washers on the injector to the head. Good way to get that seated. So what I've got is just hand tight on the hold down bolts, and then hand tight on the line nuts. And you're going to want a brass punch and a hammer, and you're just going to want to tap on the top of this on each one. Like so. And then you're going to hit 15 foot-pounds of the torque spec, so we'll hit it with 15. And then we'll do that again. And we'll see if they moved at all, which they did. I could do it 3 times. And the 3rd time you usually don't have any movement, so those should be sealed up. And then obviously we're going to have to crack the line nuts on the top when we bleed the fuel system. So we're just going to leave those. You can snug these up here on the pump. So now, I already got the timing together. So we got all the timing done. That's all torqued down, good to go. Turbo's on. All that's done. Oil line. So I'm going to do the whole 2 revolutions on the crankshaft to make sure the timing's all good. Set it back at top dead center. Make sure everything is still locked in place and timed correctly. Then I'll pull the valve cover back off. It's just sitting there right now. And I'll hit those the head studs one more time with 125 foot-pounds, just to make sure they haven't settled at all, and then we'll retorque, and after it's run for a few thousand miles, pull that back off, retorque. So other than, I mean, this is basically just a timing belt job from here on out. Put the vacuum pump on, glow plugs, intake obviously. So I'll show you a little trick for bleeding the turbo. Make sure there's oil at the turbo before you start it, and then as far as bleeding the fuel system as well, I'd put a new filter in it. We got to top it off with coolant, change the oil, and should be ready to start this thing up. So alright, so we got this thing mostly back together. Added some coolant, drained the oil, filled it back up with fresh oil, changed the filter, all that good stuff. So as far as bleeding that turbo to make sure we got oil in the turbo, you're not going to be able to see if I go underneath, but I got the turbo line connected, the return line coming off the bottom of the turbo. It's bolted onto the turbo, and then where it goes into the block, I have that loose, and I stuck that end in a bottle, just like a clear water bottle, anything. You can even let it drain into an oil pan, and you'll just crank the engine over. Obviously it's not going to start right now because the injectors, the whole fuel system is dry. So that being said, if you do have a running vehicle, just disconnect your fuel pump, your main injection pump plug right here. That'll stop it from running, and then just crank it over till you get good oil flow coming out of the return, and you should be good to go. So hook that return back up. Then we can bleed the fuel system and purge. Well, I guess it's kind of self-purging, but the coolant system, just let it run and add fluid till it stops going down. So other than that, I think we're ready to go. So I'm gonna prime that turbo and bleed this fuel system, and I'll show you guys a quick trick on bleeding the fuel too. Alright, so we got the oil, or the turbo filled up with oil. So what I'm doing now is taking the same brake bleeder. I got it hooked to the return line, and you can just pump this until you get some good fuel coming through that return. And then from there you can just go crack each injector, wrap it in a towel, and crank the car over. And you should be able to get, once you get a good amount of fuel coming out the injectors, it should fire up. So we're going to do that. Alright, she's alive. Let me turn this thing off. Alright, so got her finished up, and you're obviously going to have to go back and through, redo the timing, the injection pump timing on it. If you want a more in-depth video of kind of the last part, basically of like the end of the timing belt job with all the timing and the pump setting and everything, I got another video of when I actually did the timing belt on this car, so go check that out. But yeah, she's running good and hasn't lost any coolant. I was out ripping on it, and yeah, like I said, it was only losing coolant under full boost. So, and I also did clean the turbo, and it's actually working like it should. So, and I actually took a separate video for that, so that will be up as well. So if you want to see exactly what to do with that, the vane assembly to clean everything out, check that one out too. So hope that helps you guys out if you're having some head issues.